Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel, come back at you with another offering off my Sampler Platter. Yes, indeed, folks, it's a series of videos I've been doing for a little while now, where I go over there, I try out food and drink items, go over there, I eat them, and I taste them, and then, because my mouth is so talented, boy oh boy, shouldn't that be on a shirt somewhere, it can multitask, and I can eat the things, and then while I'm doing that, I can think of stuff and everything, and then eventually I can use that same mouth that ate the stuff to go over there and talk about the stuff that I just ate and give you my opinion on it. Seriously, I am some sort of freak, folks. I should Ripley's, the whole Believe It or Not. Believe it because it's happening. Anyway, folks, I'm joined as always by Peter Cannon Thunderbolt Poster, terrible old ladder off to my left-hand side, and wearing a funky shirt that's being my PM Entertainment shirt, which I'm sure I've worn on at least one other review at some point in time. If not one that I've already uploaded, then one I just did before this. What did I just do before this, folks? Well, I had Jolly Rancher cereal. Go check out that video, folks. But I'm obviously not doing Jolly Rancher cereal again. Although if you watch that video, you might actually get that there's a caveat there. But anyway, no, folks. But I am doing cereal again because, well, folks, I've got the milk, I've got the bowl, I've got the spoon. Let's do it right. Let's kick ass soon. Boom! Lucky Charms with honey Clovers. Made with real honey. Hooray! This one is, am I good? Yeah, I'm still good. Best by April. I still got time. Made with real honey and real leprechauns. That's how they go over there and make those little tiny marshmallows. You've never seen those marshmallows anywhere else. Even if you have, you only thought that you had. But no, Lucky Charms, 100% real ground-up leprechauns in every bowl. Anyway, folks, yeah, this has kind of been a trend with cereals lately, I've noticed. And I did a review a while back for, I think it was Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms. Like, they just mixed them together and they called that a new cereal. And, yeah, so there's been this, like, idea of, like, kind of taking the old, the older ones and rebranding them and doing something new with them. As I understand it, from, I don't even remember where, but like an article or a YouTube video or something, supposedly, like, cereal's kind of, struggling a little bit in terms of, one thing I'm going to do, because I said I was going to do this in my last review. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour, like, with the yammering and such, because I'm going to yammer, I'm going to pour this in the bowl to give it time to kind of, like, settle with the milk. So, okay. Because, folks, if y'all have watched any of my videos by now, you already know. I'm a yammer. It's a Wenzel trait, folks. We like to yammer. We're yammering folks. Which is funny, because under most circumstances, I'm incredibly quiet and awkward. But if I get to yammer on about bullshit, then I can talk. There we go. That, by the way, behind-the-scenes fun fact. Any of you, I don't know why anybody would go over there and take any tips from me as far as, doing videos is concerned. But I will say, I do like to think I have improved to some extent, at least with my my on-screen presence. And the way that I've found that works best for me to do that, because I clearly do not script anything I do, for better and for worse. But when I talk to the camera, which is my phone, basically, for all intents and purposes, I'm just thinking about I'm not even actively thinking about it. I'm doing so like I'm just talking with a person. So if you're watching any of my videos, it's basically like I'm really talking to you. Yay! We're friends now. Anyway, but yeah, I understand that, like, cereal's kind of been hit pretty hard, like, all the newer generations and stuff, you know, it's like, sugary cereal, not the best thing for you and everything, but luckily there's still idiots like me who are like, fuck it, man, just whatever, I just need food in the morning that's easy, bowls, cereal, sugar, food. So, that, I think, is kind of what's been happening with like the cereals and stuff and why they're trying out all these things. I think they're just throwing shit at the wall, if I'm entirely honest. Which is fine, because it makes for interesting content on my show that I do. Yay! I don't know. But anyway, folks, yeah, man, so Lucky Charms, right? With honey clovers. You can see there's help Lucky cross the river together, golden honey clovers. Cross the river, move from charm to charm, following the order of the charms below. Repeat the pattern until you reach the finish line. Oh, okay. See, there's like a whole jumpy thing and everything. Alright. I don't care enough to do that, but, you know. I'm sure 5-year-old Brandon would have been all the fuck over it. Can you find a golden version of each charm hidden amongst the clovers? I didn't expect to be, like, fucking, you know, to have my competency tested. There's a balloon. There's a hat. There's a shooting star. There's a, horse thing. Horseshoe. There's a unicorn. Why is there a unicorn? There's a moon. There's a heart. I think I got all of them. Did I get all of them? Yes, I got all of them. When the hell did they add in a unicorn? I'm sure they added in a unicorn by the time I did the last one, too. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I don't remember the unicorns, that is for damn sure. I do remember as a kid, maybe it was the shooting stars? I don't remember, but like they introduced a new one, and it was like a whole hullabaloo for like all the kids. So, anyway, folks, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna try some out just by itself. I mean, I'm not gonna really bother with the marshmallows because I mean I would imagine hell, I'll try one. What did I grab? Heart! Yay, heart! The time I'm doing this, it's February. We've got Valentine's Day coming up. I have some Valentine's videos. I've already done them, so I'm just going to release them around that time. So look forward to those. Try a heart. Yeah. That is exactly like what I remember. That is one of those flavors that never, ever changes. It is just exactly what, like I said, it must be the ground-up leprechauns. Leprechauns! Yes! Yes, oh man, please, let's do that. Let's have a fusion leprechaun unicorn. Please, somebody. I know some of my friends who watch this are artistic and stuff. Like, I'm kind of artistic, but not enough to pull off a good leprechaun, I can tell you that. Let's do it. Bonus points if he's a leprechaun. That would be the best. I'm all for it. Let's try this thing. Okay. I mean, clearly what they're doing here is trying to amp up the weakest part of the Lucky Charms cereal, that being the actual cereal part, because actual Lucky Charms cereal is pretty lame. It is a very just, you know, bargain basement, you know, 50 cents for 8 bags worth of stuff cereal. It's not great. You go into it for the marshmallows. So obviously, they're trying to go there and kind of work around, shore up one of their weaknesses. Which I'm surprised it took them this long, if I'm honest. Although I'm sure they've done other stuff in the past. I mean, there's a little sweetness there. Hopefully what I'm thinking is, Because I think, in theory, we'll see how it works with the milk. In theory, I think they were smart about it. Because one of the issues I had with the Frosted Flakes Lucky Charms was that because you already had like the sweetness of Frosted Flakes, trying to work with the marshmallows from the Lucky Charms, because that's all they did, it all kind of canceled itself out, and none of it really tasted, like super like Lucky Charms or super like Frosted Flakes. It was just kind of sweet. With those, they're definitely, better tasting than the normal cereal ones, but they're not very sweet. Like, there's a tiny bit of sweetness there. So, anyway, folks, let's give this a go. And hey, folks, if anybody decides to comment on the old video, what ideas do you have for wacky cereals that they could go over there and slap together? I mean, let's go over there, I mean, they're doing some of the big ones, like I said, Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms. I mean, everybody, with they're great and all that stuff. Let's bring, let's get the Honey Smacks frog, right? Smacks suck anyway. I'm sorry, but they do. They're terrible. That is the thing, right? I'm not thinking it's Sugar Smacks. Whichever one the frog is, I think those are Smacks. Yeah, whatever. The frog ones suck. Let's go over there. Let's we gotta amp those up. So let's go over there. Let's just throw it at the wall, folks. Smacks and bacon. Bacon and Smacks. Smacks with just bacon bits in it. There we go. That's how you make Smacks better. Smacks suck. Sorry, they're just such a crappy cereal. The most enjoyment I ever got from a box of Smacks, true story, and I might have told this at one point in time, one of my other ones, but I don't know. Back when I was probably 11, 12-ish, me and my dad were living out in our old house, and a dog named Casper. And Casper was an awesome-ass dog. Fantastic dog. Super lovable. The right amount of dumb, but also just super amazing. Just best dog. Best dog. And he would get crafty sometimes, and sometimes he'd get into the garbage. You can probably guess to some extent where this is going. So, we'd had an old box of Smacks that either my dad got, not knowing that I don't like Smacks, or that maybe someone gave us for some reason, not knowing that I don't like Smacks. But it basically just got left there. I think I made one bowl, and it was to hell with this, why am I eating fucking Smacks? Yay, first world problems. But, yeah, it wasn't, it just was what it was, and eventually my dad or myself were like, fuck, we're just going to toss the damn thing, because it's just sitting there. And it basically become a fucking block anyway. So we went over there, we tossed it in the garbage, and later that night, Dad's asleep, I'm asleep, and I'm up in my room, or down in the front, or wherever the hell I was in the house at that point in my life, and I hear something making a ruckus, out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So I wake up, my dad wakes up, and we're over there, we're trying to figure, we're okay, what the hell's going on? And we make our way over, there's Casper, got into, went over there, got into the garbage. His head was stuck in the Smacks box, just completely in there. Couldn't get it off. He was running around the house, just fucking losing his shit. So, we got him out, and he was, very thankful for it, and he was a very good boy. So, I miss him a lot. He was a very great dog. Anyway, sad note gone. Let's eat the thing. Like I said, I've let it sit for a bit. This isn't a stunt bowl of cereal. I don't have the budget for that. Which, at some point in time, I probably should work out some kind of budget or something for doing these. Something. Patreon or some shit. I don't know. And I will say, for me, this is about the perfect texture I like for my cereal. I don't usually like to eat my cereal immediately. I like to let it get not soggy, but I like to let the outside soften because I don't want to go over there and tear up the roof of my mouth. That way, it's got that little barrier of sogginess, but on the inside it's still crunchy, so you get that nice texture. So, okay. Few things. The honey charms or whatever the hell they are, the new things, definitely better tasting than the standard cereal crap from the normal Lucky Charms. The overall taste experience is definitely more pleasurable for me than with just a normal bowl of Lucky Charms. So to be fair, I haven't had Lucky Charms since I was a little kid, so I'm going off a long distant memory. And I was right in thinking that compared to the Lucky Charms of Frosted Flakes, the nice thing is with the new honey things they added, they're not so sweet that it's overriding everything else. You can still taste the marshmallows as you're eating them. However, here's the third thing. You see, folks, as nice as it sounds to go over there and replace the bog standard craft cereal of Lucky Charms, to go over there and up the overall flavor game, but like I said, this is a decent bowl of cereal. I'm enjoying it. Problem is, that's on paper. That's all theoretical stuff. In reality, the problem is, having that crap cereal in Lucky Charms mixed in with the marshmallows creates the perfect contrast. Because the marshmallows are delicious, and they're like this awesome little reward that you get for eating all of the bullshit, terrible cereal that is the rest of the box. Unless you're like me as a little kid, where you'd go over there and literally sift through the entire thing to get all the damn marshmallows. So yeah, that's the thing. Without that contrast, it's just not quite as good. The marshmallows anyway. That experience isn't quite as special. So, it's this weird thing where it's a good cereal. And like I said, I think overall the taste experience is better. But it feels like it's lacking its soul a little bit, because in the original cereal, with every spoonful, those magic marshmallows, they would go over there and they would shine through like these awesome little things. They would go over there and just make you so happy whenever you got one. Whereas in here, it's still nice when you get one. It's appreciated. But, yeah, it's like working in retail. Normally, retail is like normal Lucky Charms, where most of your coworkers kind of suck ass. They're fine, they fill a spot, but that's about it. Otherwise, they're basically just empty calories. But you have an occasional marshmallow that pops its head in there, and, and it looks nice. You've got that marshmallow employee. It's good times. But every so often, at least for, a stint or two, you might actually get a completely competent crew, or at least mostly competent crew. And while that's good overall, it kind of diminishes the efforts of, the few marshmallows. So that's my analogy. Yeah, that's a good cereal. Would I recommend it? If you're an adult, probably not. If you're a bad adult like me, sure, why not? But I will say, it's not that it's going to knock your socks off. Even being again, a pretty good cereal for what it is, it would be nowhere near like my favorite cereals. It wouldn't be on that tier in that room. Probably not even in the same state, same country. Sure, we'll go with that. But yeah, it's fine. But to be entirely honest with you, I would say give it a shot. Because it's a new item. Your takeaway might go with it, but to me personally, it just seems like if you're doing cereal these days, you're probably in one of two groups, where either you're doing like the healthy, like Whole Foods, Fig Nuts, granola crap. It's not even really cereal, that kind of stuff, and that's fine. If that's your jam, that's your jam. Or conversely, you're more on my side of things, where you're just like, ooh, gimmicky, sugary bullshit. In which case, this definitely is closer to that, of course, but it doesn't really live up to that same level, in my opinion. Compared to, like, your Oreo O's or your French Toast Crunch, my personal favorite, your Count Chocolas. This is fine. It's fine. It's an interesting twist on an old classic. But is it changing the game? Is it going to go over there and save Lucky from being ground up into yet another batch of marshmallows? No. Nor do I think it's going to go over there and, up his production or anything like that. So, but it was fine. Anyway, folks, that's going to be it for me, because this ran a lot longer than I thought for some reason. If you could do 5 things for me real quick, folks. Yeah, stupendous rest of your day, fantastic rest of your week, a monumentous rest of your month, a spectacular, I might have done that one, rest of your year, and if you could go over there and have yourselves just a charmed rest of your life, that would be fantastic. 2 more things before I go, folks, and then I'm done, I promise. Number 1, if you could go over there, try to bring some positivity into the world. Not always possible, always appreciated. And if nothing else, folks, if you can't do that, at least try not to be an asshole. That, I think, it's a nice trade-off if you can at the very least do that, because hopefully other people are doing positive things. At the very least, you don't want to take away from the equation. But sometimes it's going to happen, right, folks? And the final thing, folks, go over there and do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Maybe you want to go. Maybe you're going to go and you're just going to start mixing cereals like soda fountains over at McDonald's before all the COVID and stuff and everything. Maybe you're just going to start mixing them until you create the greatest, laziest chimera cereal of all time, and then you make the millions. And then you get sued for billions by General Mills because it's all their cereal. Although I suppose maybe you could go over there and do like the cheapo versions of it. Maybe get away with it. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But if that's the thing, then do that thing, folks. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to finish the rest of my cereal and then go about the rest of my day. Bye, folks.